Welcome to this video. Today we'll dive deep into the performance of two strategies on DAX futures, which have been out of sample for several years now. We'll also go over the basic rules of these strategies, focusing on the trigger points with the hope that it might inspire you to develop new strategies for this market. It's important to mention that we're dealing with the main European stock future and that our strategies were developed for the trading session that goes from 8 AM to 10 PM exchange time, Germany. Indeed, although in recent years the trading session has been extended, we focus on the shorter session as it offers interesting opportunities, such as capitalizing on potential gaps. With that said, I'm one of the coaches at Unger Academy, and let's get started by analyzing the first strategy, which features a straightforward trigger. We're working with a 15-minute time frame here, and if the price crosses above the low of the previous session, as you can see here, meaning if it closes above this low after initially being below it, we'll enter a long position as shown in this trade example. For short entries, the approach is just the opposite. So we're looking for the price to cross below the high of the previous session, at which point we enter a short position. It's worth noting that several filters have been added to this strategy to improve the average trade. Additionally, there are more filters applied to short trades than long trades because we are dealing with a stock market which typically trends upwards over the long term. Let's now take a look at the strategy's performance, starting with the equity line. Right off the bat, we can see a very positive trend in the equity curve, which faced some challenges in the early months of 2023, but has recently recovered from the drawdown and reached new highs. We can observe that this strategy performs well on both the long side, as seen here, and the short side. However, there are fewer trades here since, as mentioned earlier, there are more filters applied to the short side. Now let's take a look at the total trade analysis. Here we see that the strategy doesn't execute a large number of trades, around 590 to be exact, but the average trade is quite substantial at €1,380, which is well balanced between the long and short sides. Looking at the annual returns of the strategy as shown here, it's clear that this is a consistent strategy. It had a rough patch in 2023, but 2024 has been a very positive year, bringing in over €31,000 in profit, although these numbers don't account for trading costs. Now let's move on to the second strategy I have right here. This strategy operates with a logic that's opposite of what we saw earlier. While the previous strategy was about buying on weakness and selling on strength, this one is about doing the exact opposite, riding the trend after a move in a specific direction. On the chart with a 15-minute time frame, you'll notice the Bollinger Bands. As you can see, when the price crosses above the upper band, a long trade is initiated. Conversely, short trades are initiated when the price crosses below the lower band. This strategy also incorporates a time window and additional filters aimed at enhancing performance, which we'll analyze now. Let's start as usual with the equity line. Here we notice a generally upward trend that went through a dark phase from 2018 to 2020, but then rebounded impressively, maintaining the same consistency observed during the in-sample period. We also see that the long side performs quite well, and the short side, arguably even better, still exhibits excellent consistency and allows us to take advantage of bearish phases in this market. Let's move on to the total trade analysis, where we see about 1,000 to 1,100 trades, slightly more on the short side than the long side. This characteristic is quite interesting, especially considering the underlying asset being traded. Regarding the average trade, we see a value of around €720, which is also well balanced between the long and short sides. Lastly, analysing the year-by-year returns, we clearly see a stagnation period in 2018 and 2019. However, all subsequent years have closed with solid profits. Notably, 2021 saw €41,000 in profit, 2022 brought in €53,000, and 2023 yielded €51,000. So moving forward, we need to keep developing strategies to uncover new edges in the market while monitoring and potentially utilizing these existing strategies. That's it for today. If you're interested in topics like these, feel free to click in the first link in the description, and we'll see you in the next video.